Glenn, Angel, FD, Shaun, and the beautiful Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room.
Good morning.
Today we can tell that you are in a room.
Yeah.
You are in the therapy room.
Usually she looks like she's floating above the city, right?
Yeah, because the sun is so bright these days. The backlight is just too bright and people have been complaining. So now I've just flipped over and I'm sitting in the couch.
Yeah, but you are still brighter than the sun, you see.
Oh.
You are
Glenn's full of it this morning.
Early. Started early.
Good morning, Geraldine. How are you?
Good morning. I'm feeling bright and feeling much better actually.
Oh, why do you say much better?
Because I had the vaccine on Saturday, which gave me the idea to speak about it today.
Oh, so
I'm
it's complete. 2 vaccines, 2 shots.
done.
Wow,
2 shots,
fantastic.
done. And I'll talk a little bit about it later on. Today we're going to talk about the fear of vaccine and the fear of medication.
Okay,
You know?
okay, that's a great topic, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But before you do, we were out for dinner on Friday for our exclusive experience, and the chef that prepared all the food on Friday was Sharon Gonzago, and she is a finalist in the MasterChef Singapore, I believe, some years ago. And great food and everything, but that wasn't one of the highlights. One of the highlights was that your name came up, Jerry. And she mentioned that she had a friend who came to you who had suicidal tendencies, and now he's a much happier and better person after seeing you.
Yay.
So she's so thankful. She's
She
so
is,
thankful
yeah.
to you because I think she was listening in and she told she recommended this guy,
this friend of hers,
to go
yeah.
see you. So he's so much better. He's not suicidal anymore.
I'm so glad.
Well, she was tearing actually when
She
she told
was.
us about
Yeah.
it.
She was. He's leading a much happier life.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. And I was saying that, whoever that cared to listen to me yesterday I was so grouchy yesterday because I was so drained. Because there was four suicidal cases,
Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah,
my
it
goodness.
was really, really heartbreaking and heartache. So I really thank the father who listened into Therapy Tuesday because he reached out. He was a very desperate father, and he reached out and say, please help me because I'm very helpless, and it's the GP says to bring her to IMH, but I don't want to do that. I don't know if she can deal with that. So he brought her to us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'm so glad because we had the loveliest conversation yesterday.
Oh, and he was listening to Therapy Tuesdays. That's how he found Dr. Geraldine.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Great story.
Well, continue to do the fantastic work that you do, Jerry.
Yes.
All the psychologists, all my colleagues.
Yeah.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
all are in this together.
I don't know how you sit through stuff like that every day, though. I mean, do you break down in tears?
To say we don't would be a lie, but we don't do it in the session itself. Yeah. So sometimes we do have very heartbreaking stories and situations, and sometimes we just sit there, or I sit there, and then my colleagues will come over and go, Jerry, are you okay? And I go, actually, no. And then they just give me a white berth.
Oh, okay. Wow. It must be so difficult.
You must be so strong, to be a psychologist.
You've got to be pretty damn special to do it.
Absolutely. I would just be in tears the whole time. I'd be like bawling. But yeah, you have a very strong frontage that you need, at least, to be able to do something like that.
Actually, all of us bring our hearts into the session.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. So our hearts just like break a little each time, and then we have to mend it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you're only human, Jerry.
Yes.
All right. So you know where to look for Dr. Geraldine Tan if you need help. As I always say, right? Don't feel shy. A lot of people shy away from seeking help. go and talk to someone. And I think it's best if you talk to a professional. All right. And
Absolutely.
Jerry is from the therapy room.
Absolutely.
All right, so Jerry, we're talking about vaccines today. You've had like 2 vaccines already.
Yes.
Feeling great?
Yes, much, much better. And I thought I wanted to start with all of us because all of us have vaccines or taken vaccines before,
Yeah.
whether we remember or not. I mean, do you remember your BCG in
Yes.
primary
Oh,
6?
I remember it vividly.
But I had no problems with the BCG. My friends had problems.
Oh man, I had swelling and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
I think the primary 6 BCG was everyone's fear. And people wanted to avoid it like a plague.
But like everything else, I mean, we all reacted differently to the
absolutely.
vaccine.
Very true.
Okay, we'll continue to talk about this live on Facebook. Yeah, so some people had like high fever. Some people had swelling, and
The keloids.
Yeah.
Some people still show it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still got a
I
mark
got
on my thigh. I don't have the keloid. I don't have the mark on my. I didn't go for the one.
You didn't go for the BCG?
Oh, you didn't?
No, I went for the baby one. There were 2, right? I think there are 2. One when you're a baby and one when you're when you're 12.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yes.
I managed to.
You got out of the 12-year-old
I
one.
managed to get out of the
How
12.
is that possible?
Left arm. There, I got no mark. Left arm. Yeah.
They just forgot
Lucky.
about you, is it?
They forgot about me. I made them forget.
My BCG is very small.
I
How
covered.
did you manage to
You
get
covered-
out of that
I have
one,
no
though?
idea. It was so long ago.
I
Oh, wow.
But hey, I'm
Okay.
healthy and I'm still here, so knock on
Okay,
wood.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's
see
good.
the dot here.
You
on
covered
in
it with
the
a
middle?
tattoo.
Yeah,
That's
that's
your
that's
BCG.
the yeah.
That's the middle of the
So I
spider.
got them to do it around the.
Is that a spider?
It's
It's a Sumatran bat.
it looks like a spider to
Sumatran
me.
tribal bat.
It looks like a spider to me.
But Jerry, talking about it
Yes.
as we're talking now, do people really have this fear of being vaccinated? This fear of just taking medication?
People do have a fear. I mean, imagine, so the vaccines are developed so that we are healthy, we are strong, and we are vaccinated against all the different viruses and bacteria. But, the whole notion of being poked, think about it. If you think of that prick, what does it remind you of? Ant bites. I think if we have an ant bite, we would swipe it off. Mosquito bites, which is infamous in Singapore. If you feel a mosquito on your skin, you jolly well smack it and let it continue to bite you, right? So if you think about it, it is almost unnatural to have something poking into your skin. So, yeah.
So many people have the
when-
fear
when
of needles.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
needles come in. Although, modern medication is so advanced and everything, that whole idea of feeling that pain, of being in pain, sometimes deter people. Yeah. And some of the needles are so huge. Do any of you donate blood?
Yep.
I keep all mine for myself because I know. It's like, it's mine, right? It's there, mine.
No, but I've gone for blood tests before, and they use that same very
Yeah.
thick needle.
for blood test.
Needle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever scrutinized it? The hole, it looks so big
Yeah.
up close.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I think I wanted to be a blood donor, but I was anemic at the time. I'm not sure about now, whether I can, but I would love to donate blood if I can, for sure.
We have Red Apple Day here.
Yeah,
once
I don't
a
know. It
year.
hasn't been here for
Not
a while,
anymore,
though.
for
Yeah,
COVID.
for COVID.
because
Yeah.
of COVID,
No,
we don't.
yeah.
What a waste! This year I was going to do it.
Oh yeah, sure. You still
Just
have
gonna
the
do it
chance
this
when
year.
they come.
Next year, I guess. Yeah, or sometime this year. I hope they come this
Yeah,
year.
and some
Maybe.
people actually faint at the sight of needles.
This is
Yes.
exactly what Frida said. She said, my classmate fainted before the BCG jab.
Okay, hold on. We're going back on air. Anyway, we have Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room because it's Therapy Tuesday. Good morning once again, Jerry. And today we're talking about
Morning.
vaccinations, or more specifically the COVID-19 vaccination that we're about to get into right now, because you've done your 2 shots already, and you're great. So, you're doing great. So, would you recommend it to everyone? Because
That's
because
like
of
asking
social.
for a restaurant. Would you recommend it?
Would you recommend it? Does
you
it
know-
come with a side order?
I tell you, because of social media, so many people have second thoughts about it.
Yeah.
What is your experience?
So I'm very glad on Sunday that we had an article saying that the vaccine does not change our DNA. So I think a lot of times there are fake news. So I wanted to come out today to say, I'm okay. I'm really okay after the 2 doses, and it's fine. And it is essential. I think a lot of people fear because they don't know what to expect. And later on, maybe before the end, I would tell, the procedure that I went through, which is a very simple procedure. And just to debunk all that myth, no more of that, mystery surrounding it. Yeah. So it's all good, but I think people read a lot, they Google a lot, and there are a lot of fake news out there.
The one thing I keep hearing when it comes to these vaccines is, it hasn't been researched enough. Oh, it hasn't been researched enough. Oh, it hasn't been researched enough. Do you really think any government is going to put something into your body, one of their citizens, that they feel is not safe enough to put in your body? Seriously, come on. That's the one thing I keep hearing, and after a while, it just
But there's so many
gets old
conspiracy
news.
theories going around. As I said, because of social media, you see.
Yeah,
That's why.
Yes.
yeah.
But interestingly, no, go ahead.
No, you go, please.
No, interestingly, I was one of those people that was very skeptical with the vaccine. Okay, and I was the first one to tell my whole entire office to say, you know what? When it comes out, I'm not gonna take it. When it comes to Singapore, I'm not gonna take it. I let everyone else take it. And then myself, because I went, what am I so afraid of? If the silly psychologist is so afraid of it, can you imagine everyone else, who looks at her and you can't even deal with your own anxiety? How would anyone else deal with the anxiety? Because we want to walk the talk, right? And then I remembered, in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was this MMR vaccine that was publicized, that a research paper came out, it causes autism. And all the alarm bells rang with many, many, many parents. Yeah. So for a good 10 years, a decade actually, children were not vaccinated because parents were so scared. And I must tell everyone, the the measles vaccination in Singapore is compulsory. So if you think you can get out of that one, no, you can't. You can get out of the MMR one. No, actually you can't. It's compulsory in Singapore.
So it's mumps, measles, and rubella, right? That's the MMR,
mumps,
right?
measles, and rubella. It's compulsory in Singapore.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll be talking a little bit more about it live on Facebook. In the meantime, here's Bon Jovi, You Give Love a Bad Name, on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
So speaking of the vaccination, can you continue talking about the MMR?
Yeah, so the MMR, right? It then later came out in 2010 that it was just a rubbish research paper. So at that time, it wasn't on social media. It was just a rubbish research paper that eventually that particular doctor got discredited.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was no proof to link MMR and autism.
No.
Okay.
So the pediatricians were all up in arms because they were like, no, but the kids do need it. You see, I'm not sure if any of you, maybe not Shaun. Shaun would have gonna the compulsory MMR, but has any of you had mumps before?
Yes,
No.
I have.
Yes.
So Angel is younger.
Knock on wood,
Yes.
I've never had mumps, measles, chicken pox, or anything.
What?
Oh my lord!
Knock on wood. I've not had any of the children's diseases.
I want a blood transfusion from you.
nothing.
The vampire.
He had it really late. Sean had his chicken pox really late.
Really?
A couple of years ago only.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the adult version is no longer chicken pox. It's called shingles, right?
No, we can
no.
still have
Chickenpox?
both.
You can have both.
You
Oh
can,
my.
You can have
still
both.
get
Yeah.
shingles.
Wow.
Yeah. So the mumps jab came out only in 1990. So, FD Glenn would have already missed it. So we would not have.
Jerry,
Oh,
I had
no,
I
sorry,
had I had
sorry.
mumps in 1978. No.
You were a baby.
Yeah.
8 years old.
When I was 8 years old. I had
Yep.
mumps.
But sorry, let me just check. my dates are wrong, but then it was not compulsory until 1990. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so-
And then the MMR vaccine was came out, like the three of them, in 3-in-1, came out in 1998.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I know this
Yeah.
might be swaying a little bit from the topic, but there are a lot of people, well, parents, that refuse to vaccinate their children. What do you think of that?
Okay, so
They're against
unless-
vaccination.
Unless it is compulsory. So there are only two vaccination that are compulsory in Singapore: the measles vaccination and the how do I pronounce it? The
That's okay. The
Which
other
one?
one.
The other one.
There are only two.
How do you
so-
spell it?
pronounce it DIPHTHERIA.
Diphtheria.
Diphtheria. Yeah.
That's so difficult.
Diphtheria.
That's so tough.
Yeah.
Diphtheria.
I've never heard of that one. What is that one?
So it's one that you have already taken when you were young.
Yep.
You would have taken it when you were 3 months, 18 months,
Right, okay.
and one more when you were, I think P5.
Right. Okay. Okay. And how was the vaccination for you, Jerry? Tell us what went on. You had two, obviously.
Yeah, I had two. So before you actually have the vaccination, I think there's a website that you can go there and register your interest, or you get a letter, okay, to state whether you're eligible or not. So you go in there and you register your interest. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then you wait, because in a few days they would give you a text. MOH will give you a text to say, okay, you're eligible, please book your appointment. And it goes into another website. Then you book in your appointment. And then you will receive the confirmation text from MOH. Keep that confirmation text because they will need to check it. They will need to check your name against your timing and your IC number. Then when you go there, you go in and check your temperature, check in everything, register. They just hand over your IC, register, they give you a number, and then you wait for your number to be called out. They will ask you a series of questions in the first station just to check that you are you don't have fever, the medications that you're taking, all that screening first before you go to the next station, which is finally the jab. It only takes 1 second for the jab. And the nurses are so amazing. They just tell you, take a deep breath, and then it's
You're
done. Yeah, it's done. And the next part is the a little bit draggy, because you need to wait half an hour.
To make sure you
Okay.
don't pass out or something, right?
Yes. Do not fight with all the personnel there. Just sit there, be good, quite just allow them to monitor and allow yourself to monitor, because just in case you start feeling breathless or, you have any sort of side effects, they can quickly catch it and deal with it and manage it. If you don't feel anything, they will give you an MC for the day, and then you go back and you rest.
Right.
And did you feel anything after, like when you went home or a few days later or anything?
So on the day itself, I felt perfectly fine. So both days, I actually went back to work and I was fine. But then the next day was when it hits and I go, oh, I'm feeling icky. I'm feeling tired, and that was for me on Sunday, the Sunday that just passed. And
Okay.
it was just not feeling too good, but still manageable. It wasn't that bad. Yeah.
So you're feeling a little lethargic on,
Yes.
on Sunday.
I think that's pretty much
Yes.
like any vaccination, because babies as well, when they get vaccinated, they come down with fevers and they get
yeah.
all cranky and stuff like
It's
that. So it's
quite
the same
normal.
thing. It's normal, yeah.
Normal.
Exactly. So that's why when people start talking about all the side effects and say, but I don't want that, then I go, yeah, but every vaccination has side effects.
Yeah.
Any medication has side effects also, right? If you think about it.
Absolutely.
I'm just upset with the MOH right
Why?
now. Because they haven't given me a call.
You're
yet.
not old enough, which
not
is a
old
good
enough.
thing.
No, Glenn,
You're not-
you have to understand. My age group is the next age group, and that's the end of March.
No. You know what I mean here is that I am media, so
Essential service.
Yeah, exactly. I'm frontline. I interview people. Ministers come to the studio and all that for the sake of their safety and all. I think all of us radio personalities should definitely be considered frontline.
He's got a point,
Well, we have come in every day to the studio, even during circuit breakers. So
Yeah.
nothing has changed for us.
So come on, give me the Pfizer.
You're not allowed to pick.
Remember, you don't pick what
You
you,
don't
got.
get
No, I mean, if it's now, that's the only vaccine.
Well, they've
one.
also approved Moderna, so
Yeah, but that's not being rolled out yet, right?
By the time you get it, it's going to be
MOH!
something else.
We do
Are you
traffic
guys
first.
watching?
Stand by.
Big show. It is Therapy Tuesday, and so we have Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room with us.
Good morning, Dr. Jerry.
Morning.
You were just talking to us about the whole procedure that you went through when you needed your 2 jabs for your vaccination.
Yes.
Your last one of which was just a couple of days ago, right?
Yep, on
And-
Saturday.
And you're feeling
And-
all good. You're feeling like yourself.
All
None of your
good.
DNA has disappeared. You're still Geraldine.
Yes, I joke about it and say maybe I'll grow a tail sometime.
or some chest hair or something, you know?
what?
She said tail. She said tail. So
I think after your vaccination, you're more beautiful than ever.
there you go. You're glowing.
Because now you're safe.
Now you're safe.
Yes. And I think it's very essential for all of us, to take the vaccination. Even when we were young, we took the vaccination. So this is no different from any vaccination, although it is not compulsory. So we have the chickenpox vaccination that is not compulsory, but many parents have chosen to take it, and it just helps us make the whole experience, if we do fall ill, a little bit milder and more comfortable.
But
Yeah.
there are people who are genuinely afraid,
Yes.
Jerry. How do we
Yes.
help these people overcome their fear? I believe there are people who want to go for the vaccine, but they're so afraid that things may happen to them.
Side effects, you mean?
Yeah.
Side effects. Mainly side effects. But you know that it's like, you want to do something, but you're so afraid, because there are some other people who are saying, I don't want to go for the vaccine, right? But there are people who want to go for the vaccine, and it's not like they're afraid of the needle or anything like that. They're just afraid that years down the road, they might come up with something.
Well, they're afraid of what they don't know. I guess that comes back to the point that FD was saying, that people are saying there's not enough research that has been done.
Which I think is absolute rubbish, because at the end of the day, it is something that needs to be done. Just do it. Trust that no one is going to put something out there that's going to kill you.
So easy, Jerry? You see? This guy.
But
What
I
do you think?
guess we have been on a diet of all the different movies that shows like the zombie apocalypse, that shows all the people after taking some vaccination or some jabs, come out and looking like some zombie, like something out of Halloween, right? Yeah, so people have been kind of on that, with that mindset that will something happen to me. Now, I think the government is more worried than that. Remember that Singapore is very small, and if they put any one of us in harm, or to put the nation in harm, then they've got no more intellects anymore.
So the zombie apocalypse is the least of their worries.
Jerry, but do people have? I don't want to say unnatural. Do people have okay, I'll use the word. Do people have unnatural fears of medication?
Yeah, so not the vaccine itself, but medication in general. So there's actually something called pill anxiety. Someone that is very afraid of taking pills, so they can't swallow a tablet. Yeah, so they either have to take it in liquid form or it has to be crushed, and for one reason or another, they would feel quite scared taking it. And it could be a bad experience also. Maybe they choked on it, so a few things can kind of trigger it. Okay?
So is it because they don't like to swallow the pill, or is it because of the medication itself?
Both, actually.
Both, right,
because
okay.
different people have different reactions to it, right? So some are very sensitive, so you actually feel the pill going down, and that sensation doesn't feel very nice. You feel like you're choking. Others don't like the taste of it or any sort of medication, which is kind of bitter because of the chemical content in all our medication. No matter how they try to add in
Cover
a lot
it
of
up, yeah.
sugar, no. Yeah.
Right.
Like when you say the word sugar in medicine, right? You think of the song, right? Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Are we going to play that later?
What's that?
I know.
Facebook won't allow us to play it.
Yeah, they will.
Oh, Glenn can sing it then.
Glenn can sing it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where is it from? Mary Poppins, right?
Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes, but I like
Black and
bitter medicine. And so I like Chinese medicine.
You like
Yeah,
bitter
I love
medicine.
the bitterer, the betterer.
I've got to say, Jerry, there was an instance once when we talk about bitter medicine. Glenn gave me an experience. Do you remember
Sure,
I
right.
had my 100-day cough?
Yes, then we
And
went to
you-
Balestier, right?
Balestier.
Yes.
It's the most foul-tasting tea I have ever had in my life.
There's a shop at Balestier.
Not like
Like a
Pipakau.
TCM kind of thing.
They'll put all the powder together depending
Yeah.
on your condition, right?
All the bits from the camel and the goats.
no,
and-
nothing like that.
Why
It's
are you
just herbs.
Herbs. It was the most foul-tasting thing, but in
But-
2 days, my cough was gone.
Gone.
Nice.
It was gone.
Nice.
Yes.
That's why they've been
Wow.
around for hundreds and hundreds of years. Something
Yeah.
must be right
Yeah.
that they're doing
Yeah. I only go there when I'm desperate,
when nothing else works.
when nothing else works.
So you would opt to take regular Western medication over going to the TCM straight away?
Of course, yeah.
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
Jerry, how do we help people who have this medication fear?
Oh, before we jump to that, right, there's one more. There's actually a phobia, pharmacophobia,
Pharmacophobia.
Oh, there you go.
and a morbid fear, a extreme fear of medication.
It's a mental
And-
illness.
Yeah. I mean, it's a phobia.
It's not a mental
phobia.
thing.
A phobia is a mental illness.
Not
What?
necessarily.
Yeah.
Wait, let's
We'll come
ask
to
Jerry
that.
this. Is phobia a mental illness or is it a condition?
It's a, you're putting me in a spot. I think, as with all disorders, right, it's a condition that you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
You
not a
don't
mental
fall
thing.
Ill with
You're
it.
afraid of things. You're afraid of something. There's something.
Everything
Spiders?
stems.
Cockroaches.
Cockroaches. There you go. You've got a
Flying
mental
cockroaches.
illness.
Yes, that's why I want to see Jerry, but she doesn't want to see me.
Cure your fear of you want to love cockroaches now?
I want to overcome that fear. I want to overcome a lot of things. That's why I want to see Jerry. You see,
She won't let you near her office.
Oh, that's not true.
For good reason. Okay,
Yep.
what was that?
So pharmacophobia.
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 Pharmacophobia. And yeah, as with all the disorders, this is a very extreme anxiety disorder, because they are so fearful of medication to the point that, panic attacks, trembling, and it's all real. So, we cannot just kind of discount it because they do feel all that trembling, all that nausea. So it could be also because of their experience before. It could be, they've heard something, they've seen something. Yeah. And again, going for therapy for phobias, just for phobias, right, would help. I remember when I was dealing with the palliative, in the palliative ward, a children's palliative ward. That's really a very sad place to be, actually. These children are on boxes of cocktails of medication until they're so scared of taking the medication. They just refuse and they scream and they cry. The next injection, the next dose of medication, they simply refuse. And we had to sit with them. We did art therapy with them. We spoke with them. We played with them to try and ease their fear.
Wow.
Yeah, if not, they don't get better. Or they don't feel as comfortable. Remember, this is palliative care, so they're not as comfortable because the pain comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you say palliative care, you're talking about very serious and complex illnesses, right? Which we usually associate with older people and not so much children.
So these, one of the main ones would be leukemia. So they can have different sort of illnesses that are terminal. So these are the young ones. And it's very heartbreaking to see the parents and the little ones. The little ones are actually very strong. And, sometimes they are the ones that console the parents. And they're not scared of dying, but they are really irritated with us forcing the medication down their throat.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's intense, man.
So is there a difference between pill anxiety and pharmacophobia? Both completely different things.
Yeah, they're different things.
The pill is strictly the pill.
Pill is the pill. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And the other one is
anxiety. I mean, there are plenty of different anxieties, right? So this is very specific.
Yeah.
So that's one that I've kind of found today.
I mean, imagine, having these panic attacks and not being able to put the fire out. Having a fire extinguisher in the form of medication. Because some people do have terrible panic attacks and they probably need medication.
And imagine that in children, though. I mean, the poor kids. Even if they get better, I can imagine this is something that stays with them for life because they're pumped with all this medication when they're a child. And they think, going through life, you'll always have that fear.
Jerry, I've got a very interesting situation because we're talking about people who have a phobia for pills.
Yeah.
Mine is the exact opposite.
You love taking your pills?
When I was young, my mum used to dump us with cod liver oil, and then there was this thing for deworming, and it was all these liquids that used to get pumped into me.
Okay.
You got to take this, you got to take that, you got to take this, right, to make sure you're okay. And till today, if you give me a cough mixture, I find it really hard to take. But you give me a pill and I'll swallow it any day.
Right.
So a little bit of the pharmacophobia and the pill anxiety mixed together, or
for me, it's very
No,
weird.
he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. It's a blessing. Actually, it's a blessing.
you're not unwell. Don't worry.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
not sick.
I'm like
Okay.
you, which
You're
is
not
why we
sick.
get along so well. You see, I mean, I love pills, I love injections, I love, horrible tasting medication. I love them all.
You're just strange.
I guess. But I really, really do love all these things. I'm not making it up.
I don't hate them, but I won't take them at the drop of a hat. You know what I mean? There's some people that would just take it like if they have a slight cough or a slight cold or a slight headache, it's straight to like the Panadols and stuff like. I refuse to take
I can
them.
swallow a maximum of like 10 pills.
Oh,
I can take
Let
my
it go.
vitamins. Vitamins
Yeah.
are fine, but not pills. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried 12. Choked a little bit. Joking. Not
the
so.
record.
We
not
should
so
put you in
cool.
the Guinness Book of World Records
Yeah.
and how many pills you can swallow.
So which is why I limited at 10.
Traffic.
Good morning, Singapore. It's Glenn, Angel, FD, Shaun, and Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. You know, speaking about popping pills, tomorrow I'll bring all my vitamins.
Okay.
And then I'll take it in front of everyone live on
Just to
Facebook.
prove that
All
you get it.
30 of them.
No, or you
Yeah.
can also video yourself at home and not bother yourself with bringing all of it
Don't
in.
lah, because that's too early. I take it really early in the morning, and
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I'm not quite
we'll
awake
film,
yet at
We'll
that
film
point.
you doing it.
Yeah.
Just to prove it.
okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. All my
dear.
vitamins. Okay.
This is what we do in the morning.
Yeah.
Popping pills.
Popping pills.
But I'm glad at least, now you let everyone know that it is okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's more important that people are aware of the side effects, but do not be afraid of the side effects. So one of the things I think FD was saying, how do we calm ourselves down,
yeah.
is, preparing ourselves what to expect. So if you expect no side effects and you have side effects, you're going to feel miserable. You're going to, lament about it. But reading about the side effects doesn't mean that you fear them, because everyone experiences it differently.
Yeah.
Oh, hello!
We got a new face in the house.
This is Julian, Jerry. Julian, your mic is
You
still
need to
off.
unmute your mic.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Good morning.
All the time.
Julian,
you,
meet
thank you,
Jerry.
thank you.
Jerry, meet Julian.
Jerry, nice to meet you.
Hello!
Hi.
Hey, Julian, are you ready for your vaccination or not? We are talking about vaccination this morning,
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
but we got to wait a bit longer, right?
It's okay. Good things are worth the wait.
You're not
Wow.
old enough. So Jerry has had her 2 shots already.
Hey, but I'm not old!
That's
Okay. The link between those 2 sentences was way too close. Okay?
Angel.
There was a pause in between.
there wasn't.
No, I think what we've got to remember is something that Jerry brought up earlier, and we talked about it as well. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Think positively, and everything's going to be all right.
Right.
I really think that's the important thing to
Right. Not literally a spoonful of sugar.
Yeah, no, but
makes
the sugar is the positivity.
But hey, the sugar will make everything go down a little bit better. I think
So
people
should they
love that.
add sugar to the COVID-19 vaccine or what?
Yeah, into your body.
You can treat yourself afterwards.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? You can be nice to yourself
A
afterwards.
little ice cream or candy will never harm anyone.
Or a nice
That's what we do
Moscato.
with the
Moscato.
children. Huh? Moscato?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're supposed to be mixing alcohol with your
I
vaccination.
don't think
If you put
so.
sugar into your COVID-19 vaccine, you'll become a COVID-19.
Or just give me a double gin coke.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Any other questions
Well,
for?
just to round
for
this
Jerry?
up, we've had 2 very interesting comments on our Facebook page as we talk about this, and I thought I'd like to close with that. One, they were listening to Glenn talk about all his pill popping and whatever else, and someone said Glenn is just a psychotic.
Yes, that's true.
I've been called worse.
And when it comes to the COVID vaccine, I think it was Frida who said, if it does affect my DNA, I'm not going to worry. Can it turn me into Britney Spears?
Frida, you already look like Britney Spears, Frida.
That's why.
You really do. You really do.
Love it.
All
Love
right.
it.
So once again, congratulations to you, Jerry, on receiving both your shots already.
Good job.
Yes.
Nicely
and we
done.
will wait for more people to get their vaccine so that we can start traveling.
Oh, yes,
There's
Yeah.
always
Excellent,
that hope.
excellent.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
You know, you have a wonderful day ahead, Jerry. I hope your day today turns out better than yesterday.
More smiles.
I'm sure it will. It's good every day. Yesterday was just a little bit more tiring, but all good. So 4 lives safe.
All right.
Continue to save
Great,
lives.
great.
Yay, continue.
Brilliant.
Good job.
Brilliant.
Okay, I'm going to sign out now.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Jerry.